in network at the Bonamoussadi campus. This will later be followed by agricultural and food technology, environmental sciences, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, biological engineering, as well as thermal and energy engineering. The Institute of Engineering and Technology comes at a time when the St. Louis, through its vision bearer, Dr. Ningwanyam, has succeeded to consolidate its position as leader and scout in the field of health and biomedical training in Cameroon, producing senior health technicians with specialized skills. With such unrivaled training, close to 100 of them defended their research work at the Bonaberi Douala campus.
I am Payo Dalhat Yeni of the Radiology Department in St. Louis, and I just defended my thesis on success rate of chest radiographs at Polyclinic Bonanjo.
Special Sisters of St. Francis of Shison. I am of the Department of Dental Therapy.
I'm Konjang Lucy Ako. In the nursing department. My work was on the topic assessing the knowledge and practice of nurses on the management of diabetic foot ulcer at the Banasama District Hospital.
Nice and good place to prepare yourself for a good career, a good professional career. No, it's really very, very enriching. No, the recommendations is to continue the good work they are doing. Of course,
coupled with the challenges at hand, students actually have done remarkably well.
Added to the Higher Institute of Medical Studies at the Ndobo Bonaberi campus is the Higher Institute of Agricultural Engineering. The Ndobo Bonaberi campus of the St. Louis Higher Institute of Medical Studies Douala offers higher national diplomas in nursing, midwifery, physiotherapy, pharmacy technology, medical laboratory, dental therapy, and medical imaging technology. Same for the Bonamoussadi campus, with additional programs being radiology and ultrasonography, clinical optometry and ophthalmology assistant, prosthetics and orthotics, dental prosthetics, optician, healthcare management, health sanitary inspector, as well as nutrition and dietetics. Professional bachelor degree programs include nursing, midwifery, physiotherapy, medical laboratory sciences, dentistry, medical diagnostics, imaging, and radiation therapy. Call 678-435-138 or 677-764-674 for admission, or visit www.stlouis-group.org.
Of the 2019-2020 school year, Equinoxe television took you to the near zero resumption in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon within the conflict hitting the regions for over 3 years now. Close to a few weeks to the end of the 2019-2020 school year officially, Equinoxe television will again be taking you to some schools in this region to see that the resumption has remained at near zero, even as schools are about to close. And also in this edition of the news, we shall be taking you to an abandoned structure in the Noon division of the west region of Cameroon. Professor Elvis Ngolengole says Cameroon has misinterpreted the statements of Thibault Nash, U.S. Undersecretary in charge of African Affairs. Those are the top stories. Ladies and gentlemen, you're on to the primetime newscast on Equinoxe television. We are live from Cameroon's economic capital city, Douala, Equinoxe Central News Desk. We begin in human interest story to say that a shock and consternation is still gripping inhabitants of the West Regional Chieftown of Bafoussam following a deadly road accident of Saturday, August the 8th, 2020. The accident in Bafoussam, that is on the Bafoussam-Fumbot stretch of the Bafoussam-Fumban Highway, left 12 people dead and 80 others severely wounded, according to official information released by the Ministry of Transport in Cameroon. Figures confirmed by Cameroon's Minister of Transport, Ernest Massinangale Bibe. The accident involved a Toyota Dina immatriculated NW0953F, which lost control and overturned several times, finding itself killing some 12 persons on the spot and leaving 80 others severely wounded. And on the same Saturday, in the southwest region of Cameroon, a head-on collision between a Toyota vehicle marked Yas immatriculated SW284BB and another vehicle immatriculated SW849AX left 2 persons dead and 31 others severely wounded at a locality known as Idiki on the Boyakumba Highway in the conflict-hit southwest region of Cameroon. And reacting to this accident, that is the one in the west region and the accident in the southwest region, Cameroon's Minister of Transport, Ernest Massinangale Bibe, blamed the accident in the west region on the state of the vehicle and the driver, whose name we got as Nembot Kelvin. The minister went further to withdraw the documents of the vehicle and barred the clandestine driver Kevin Nembot from introducing or enrolling into any driving school in Cameroon for a period of 5 years. That's according to a document signed by Minister Ernest Massinangale Bibe, Cameroon's Minister of Transport. And we stay in human interest to say that an unusual incident took place in Douala, precisely at the New Daido Market in Douala 1 subdivision, Sunday, August the 9th, 2020. As you can see in the images there, barely in broad daylight, a swarm of bees visited the market, landing on dresses displayed in one of the stands. Watching helplessly, the dealer and owner of the dresses, together with his co-traders in the market, tried fruitlessly to chase the much dreaded insect from the market. It only took the intervention of the Army Rescue Unit from Godi in Douala to do away with the bees and the dresses, according to local information coming from the Daido Market in the Douala 1 subdivision. The unusual incident and the dresses, according to local information coming from the Daido Market in the Douala 1 subdivision. The unusual incident, as I indicated, took place on Sunday, August the 9th, 2020. Some 3 bandits specialized in the theft of vehicles in the west region of Cameroon have been apprehended by elements of the National Gendarmerie. In the following report, Immaculate Fogwe tells us that it was thanks to an investigation launched in Fumban, Chieftown of the Noon Division of the West Region. Her report.
Kusa Puamon, 27-year-old, Yaya Oseini, 33-year-old, and Payang Ibrahim, 36-year-old, have fallen in the dragnet of law enforcement officers. The armed bandits specialized in the theft of vehicles in the Noon Division, West Region of Cameroon, were recently intercepted in possession of 4 stolen vehicles parked in a garage in Kwoptamo. One of the car owners explains how his car was stolen. On the 28th of July 2020, I was robbed by 2 armed bandits while I was entering my compound. They made away with my vehicle and a sum of 100,000 francs CFA. I later informed the forces of law and order. Jopta Puiseido, the second car owner, says, while returning home after transporting granules to Malade, he was robbed by 5 armed bandits. His vehicle The sum of 30,000 francs CFA and his phone were seized. After investigation carried out by elements of the National Gendarmerie in Fumban, the 3 armed bandits were apprehended.
Dans le cas d'espèce, dans la matinée du 30 juin 2020,
received an order from a hierarchy to launch an investigation on the theft of cars in our area. On the 30th of July 2020, some officers were sent to the field pretending to be car buyers in order to track down the bandits.
Qu'aux environs de 23 heures, l'embuscade qui a été tendue permettra.
Captain Dawanga Siraye urges youths to abstain from such criminal activities in order to stay out of trouble. He promises to continue the search in order to put an end to insecurity in the Nun division.
One of the measures or the tools used by a belligerent party in the armed conflict in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, several years after schools are still grounded in the northwest and southwest regions, or call it the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. At the start of the 2019-2020 school year, Equinoxe television took you to the 2 English-speaking regions where observation was made that resumption was at near zero and few weeks to the official ending of the academic year in Cameroon. We are taking you back to these regions, to some of the localities in these regions, to measure if schools actually regain steam in the course of the year. But the observation made by Mbustela, who traveled from Bamenda to Ndop in the Ngoketunja division, is that school doors are still closed and most schools, environments and establishments have been colonized by reptiles. Her report.
Ndop is one of the divisional headquarters of the Northwest region, badly affected by the socio-political and security crises. Ndop, like elsewhere in Ngoketunja division, has witnessed economic and social repression. As the crisis is prolonged, the situation is deteriorating, with institutions barely functioning.
The population is still being harassed. There's kidnapping still going on. They just recently kidnapped one of my deputy mayor. Right away, we are talking. My relatives are still at their keeping. And the level of the market collection is very, very poor because the population going through series of intimidation. We are unable to generate income because the separatists inserted fear on the population. But we are on our way talking, educating the population that the authority is not in the bush. The authority is it is in the hands of the administration.
It is also reported that gun battles are a regular occurrence, causing the youths to flee in search for a better future anywhere out of the conflict zones. This has affected the education sector, as less than 1/4 of the school-going population attended school in the last academic year. Worried by this new trend, councillors of the Ndop Council during their midterm evaluation meeting resolved to work towards getting pupils and students resume school for the 2020-2021 academic year.
We will not like that. We should have a municipality with children who are not educated. So we have all taken it as a resolution that we are going to hold a common basket fund beginning from this week up to the school to start to see that we support our children to be educated. And in this same light, I am pleading and making all my elites, every son and daughter of the municipality, to join hands into this fund so that we should be able to come out with a small amount of support to see that our children start school effectively and continue with their education.
With less than 6 months into their mandate, the Ndop Council has subsidized the price of rice in the municipality by opening up a rice hulling mill. With a budget of over 800 million, the council is embarking on the lighting of the streets of Bamuka, one of the villages that make up the municipality.
Stella reporting from the Ngoketunja division of the Northwest region of Cameroon. Addressing members of the African Relations Department of the United States Congress, Tibonage, U.S. Under Secretary in charge of African Affairs, indicating that the PPRD, that is the Presidential Plan for the Reconstruction and Development of the Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon, was a misplaced priority. According to him, that was being dictated by the Yaoundé government, contrary to the wish and desire of the people of the Northwest and Southwest regions who want to have a say in the management of their affairs. He thinks the people of the Northwest and Southwest regions in their majority see the PPRD as not what they really wish. But Elvis Ngolengole, Cameroon's one-time minister and the current coordinator of the CPDM Academy, says Cameroonians did not get the sense in the message of the Tibonage, U.S. Under Secretary of State. He was speaking in an interview with Babla Jonathan. His declaration and explanation of what Tibonage meant was captured and compiled in this report done by Equinoxe.
Elvis Ngolengole, political scientist and close aide of President Paul Biya, regrets some Cameroonians misunderstood statements of Tibonage, the U.S. diplomat. The destiny of Anglophones be allowed in their hands to mean granting the former Southern Cameroon's independence demanded by separatists.
What I understand is that whatever form the political organization from 1961 to 1972 and did not work. Cameroonians themselves, in their sovereignty and their freedom, rejected the federation after 11 years. There were different reasons given for that, but federations are not common in Africa.
Regarding the Reconstruction and Development Plan initiated for the Northwest and Southwest regions, the political scientist affirms possibility of realizing this project amid ongoing gun battles.
Yes. Reconstruction can go on in every or any context where it is useful, necessary, and the people expect it. People expect it because people cannot continue to live and see hopelessness, destruction, fear for their lives as a daily menu. No, the military's presence is a normal, classical phenomenon which goes along with statehood.
To him, DAOs should not crown this plan.
We hope that the reconstruction initiative and policy that has been recommended by the Major National Dialogue and accepted and is beginning to be implemented by the President of the Republic should be seen in optimistic, positive terms and should not be seen as a policy or an initiative of convenience or political sloganeering. No, this is not what it is. It should be seen as being something real, positive, useful, and necessary.
For society to be a better place, Professor Elvis Ngolengole suggests each and everyone be the brother's keeper.
Reports compiled by Equinoxe, and it should be recalled that people are still being killed in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. This day in Bamenda, the body of a teacher of Presbyterian High School It will be recalled that people are still being killed in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. This day in Bamenda, the body of a teacher of Presbyterian High School Bamenda was discovered under a bridge in the northwest regional chief town. The circumstances surrounding his demise are still to be clearly established. He is just one of the many persons killed in the armed conflict in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. We are also getting information that at least 3 persons were killed during a raid in that is Bafut subdivision of the Mezam division, northwest region of Cameroon, late Sunday, August the 9th, 2020. An Anglophone detainee, Tangim Thomas alias Patom, who died in Yaoundé, will be buried. The program is being made public, and of course he will be buried in the northwest region of Cameroon in the course of the week. The northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon are not only suffering the armed conflict, but COVID-19. The cases of the coronavirus pandemic are increasing in the southwest region. This is a statement amongst others made by the southwest regional delegate of public health in Buea. Derek Jato tells us more.
Now, Dr. Ibunguzakiyos Nanje, the Southwest Regional Delegate of Public Health, with the present coronavirus situation in the region.
Globally, we are now having 704 cases confirmed for COVID-19 in the Southwest region, with 36 deaths and also 85 health workers who have been contaminated.
From when some COVID-19 measures were relaxed, which saw drinking spot opening its doors again, Buea, the Southwest regional capital for instance, has been going to bed very late, and critics pointing accusing fingers at the government that the relaxation has instead softened the grounds for the coronavirus. But Funken Brenda, the executive director of Fighting Against Poverty for Sustainable Development, FABS, says the government rather need to be assisted now. Chief Akontia Peter, FAB's president, while lauding the initiatives of other bodies donating COVID-19 kits, added that such moves should be accompanied by educating the population on the preventive measures. When practical, some internally displaced persons were invited for COVID-19 lectures and demonstrations showing them first what is meant by social distancing and how to regularly wash their hands.
It is best for observe these small rules for the wash up all time, to wear a mask, and this problem for the wash how we so fine.
The day ended with some COVID-19 kits distributed to these victims of the war.
Very Jato reporting from Buea in the southwest region of Cameroon. And now we talk something else. While several localities in Cameroon cry under development and lack of basic infrastructures adequately existing in some areas in the Republic of Cameroon are poorly managed. This, a case in point, is one of the key structures constructed by the government of Cameroon for the processing of tomatoes in the Nun division of the West region of Cameroon. The project took the taxpayers of Cameroon billions of francs CFA. Unfortunately, without explanations to Cameroonians, it has been abandoned in the bush. Smart Njikangebe takes us to the Nun division, to the abandoned tomato processing plant.
The Tomato Transformation Company Nun, West region of Cameroon, is in ruins. The company, created in 1987 by a cooperative of 16,000 farmers in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, has now been abandoned. Due to its current state, several equipment have been rendered obsolete. Its filling station, the tractor used to transport tomatoes, cars, and even the machine in the company are now useless. The closure of this tomato transformation company has rendered more than 80 persons unemployed, and they are now begging on government to reopen the factory.
Depuis cette fermeture, nous sommes
Since its closure, we are down and unemployed. We beg the state to reopen the company.
L'État de nous faire sacrifice sur la réouverture de la scan.
The industry, according to reports, usually produced 400 tons of tomatoes a day when it was still functional. The company, after paying the arrears of its workers in 1999, shut down on grounds that, apart from transporting the transformed tomatoes, it also used it as a means to transport hard drugs.
And of course, before we continue with underdevelopmental challenges rocking Cameroon, we tell you Initiative for Sustainable Development Commission, working with the humanitarian branch of the United Nations. We shall be coming back to this information in subsequent editions of News on Equinoxe television. Insecurity, unemployment, lack of basic social amenities are the challenges faced by the population of Ndukula. Ndukula is a subdivision in the Diamari division of the far north region of Cameroon. Boko Haram attacks, aggressive abduction, and insecurity have also been blamed as some of the factors hindering the development of this locality. Innocent as it takes us to Ndukula.
Ndukula, one of the localities in Diamari division in the far north region of Cameroon, witnessing high rates of insecurity due to present and persistent Boko Haram attacks. Over the weekend, panic struck Ndukula locals.
L'agression. On n'arrive même pas à dormir la nuit.
We are victims of aggression. We are unable to sleep at night. Some of us sleep in bushes.
À cause de l'insécurité.
Les prises d'otages.
Hostage taking is for huge ransom to be paid.
Une rançon lourde. On paye. On soupçonne quand même il y a des complices au sein du village.
On vit la peur dans le ventre.
Fear within us. Though the state does a lot to protect us, we implore governments to do more.
Au gouvernement de faire plus.
Theft is said to be recurrent with the complicity of certain security and judicial authorities who free some criminals, apprehended red-handed in criminal acts without any reason advanced. The population of Ndukula are dumbfounded to see their enemies freed from jail, intimidate and threaten their lives.
Voleur qui est pris doit être.
An arrested thief has to be severely punished, so it serves as an example to others who will stop. But releasing them means empowering them.
Ils auront peur de quoi?
The senior divisional officer of Diamari, Jean-Marc Ekwambarga, promises to go extra miles to eradicate criminality. First and foremost, I will personally engage in contacting the government so that a rapid intervention battalion unit is created in Ndukula. Apart from the security situation that needs to be in total control, the youths are unemployed, with young girls abandoned on their own. Some ended their education either in primary or secondary school.
Surtout les filles.
We the girls suffer a lot. After school, we stay in the village with nothing doing, either in primary or secondary school.
Surtout les filles.
We the girls suffer a lot. After school, we stay in the village with nothing doing.
On n'a rien à faire. Nous demandons à notre gouvernement.
We beg governments to help in professional training.
Et plus encore, d'appuyer nos filles de fréquenter loin.
Il n'y a pas les emplois.
Getting a job is not easy.
Les jeunes ne comptent plus sur l'arrondissement et l'arrondissement ne compte plus sur les jeunes.
In Ndukula, lack of basic social amenities like pipe-borne water, passable roads, coupled with poor economic activities, make life unbearable.
La route n'est pas bitumée.
Our roads are impassable. There is presence of a water body that prevents us from crossing to and from Ndukula and Dagai, thus paralyzing commercial activities.
ne marche pas.
With regards to limited infrastructures, the Senior Divisional Officer for Jamari Division attributes this to lack of goodwill by municipal authorities. He expresses disappointment on the inability for the council authorities to manage the financial resources put at their disposal by the state to carry out decentralized developmental projects.
Décentralisation accrue lorsque la portion des crédits qui leur est transférée n'arrive même pas à atteindre les objectifs fixés par le gouvernement.
While installing the new executive of the Ndukula municipality, the Senior Divisional Officer Jean-Marc Ekwambarga recommends to the mayor and his team to work resolutely to meet up with promises made to the local population during the municipal election campaign.
As reporting, and ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the first part of news. Coming up is Talking Point. On Talking Points today, we are receiving an opinion leader, a teacher, and an Anglophone elite. It is not his first time on Talking Point. Adeanu, thanks for accepting our invitation.
Thank you. It is my pleasure being here once more after a very long time.
Yeah, well, you went missing.
After the national dialogue,
major national
dialogue, I have to reserve myself and sit down and study the political situation. You know, we came out of the major national dialogue with special status. So when you are in politics, you have to observe and see what is going on at each step. So,
and after observing the implementation of the major national dialogues of recommendations, notably the special status, what did you come up with that our listeners and our viewers must know?
There is the necessity for us to accept the reality on the field.
Which is?
We are Cameroonians. We should remember to learn to be Kenyans. When the special status will be implemented, I think almost all what we are asking for is there. So what is the need?
Almost all we are asking for, who do you refer to as we? The
Anglophone Cameroonians.
What you're asking for is contained in the major national dialogue.
In the resolutions of the major dialogue and in the special status package.
Then why hasn't the conflict ended then, if all what they wanted came out of the major national dialogue?
Some of the realities that, especially on the part of these boys who have taken kidnapping for ransom to be a big business. So
that's why the crisis has not ended.
Crisis is still there. Is not because Anglophones are still actually clamoring for what was given at the major national.
According to you, what is happening in the northwest and southwest regions of Kamer is no longer the Anglophone crisis. It doesn't represent the Anglophone or the plight and the worries of the Anglophones. It is purely business.
It doesn't reflect the plight and the worries of the Anglophones now, because who are those who are the victims now? We the population of the northwest and the southwest. You cannot go to Baminda and move freely along the street without somebody threatening to kidnap you and for ransom. I mean, I was there some few weeks ago.
And were you kidnapped?
Somebody actually told me, if you go that way, you will not come back this way. Some people are there just to ask even for a bottle of beer with the intimidation. So now they are using intimidation.
That was what somebody told you. You must believe much. You must hold that person in high esteem. Apparently, the person was a saint, and you believed in all what he told you, and you are giving the impression that people who walk around in northwest and southwest region are being kidnapped like every day.
We are hearing of kidnappings on a daily basis. We are hearing of killings like what you just mentioned in the news. There are 2 cases. A teacher of progressive who is also in one of the Presbyterian high schools, and then another killing in Bachibo, which you mentioned, yes, a UN aid worker. What are all of this for? When this issue started 4 years ago, it was a genuine cause. Yes, a UN aid worker. What are all of this for? When this issue started 4 years ago, it was a genuine cause. which
when you say people are interested in making money, what is as a priority to them is kidnapping for ransoms, and of course do you mean the other group, the belligerent party, separatists? Are they the people you are talking about, or you are talking about some thieves who've come into the affair and are using the precarious security atmosphere to do business?
All these that lie prostrate, you and I cannot point which of them is suffering from belly bite. So I don't know who is a separatist, who is an authentic separatist, and who is a fake separatist. So once you are still carrying that name separatist and you still carry a gun around fighting for a certain cause that I don't know what you are fighting for, then you are interested in making money.
Mr. Adiagu, is it not this point of view that got you into some sort of disagreement, I call it trouble, with your co-federalist brothers and sisters? You are a federalist. The last time I had you on board, your designation was a federalist, and today you tell me that you are no longer with them.
I am a federalist to the bone. There have been some changes at the head of the federalist movement in Cameroon. At the head, I handed over to somebody else.
And you handed over and left?
I have not left the Cameroon Federalist Movement. I am a member of the Cameroon Federalist Movement. I'm a federalist. But we in the Federalists, we don't believe that carrying of guns against the state of Cameroon will solve the problem. It will not solve any problem. If the dialogue in Yaoundé did not go well, according to those who are saying it did not go well, like the man who was seated here I think on Friday, if it did not go well, then you keep on pressurizing the government through other means that we can go for dialogue, not by killing Cameroonians.
Federalists, from my understanding, asking for a two-state federation in Cameroon, and nothing as such filtered out of the major national dialogue in Yaoundé.
Federalists,
and you say you are okay.
Federalists are asking for, when you look at the, unfortunately I did not come here with the package of the special status, but when you look at it, some of the items that the Federalists were asking for, elected mayors, and right now we no more have government delegates, we have elected mayors all over the place, which are some of the items we were asking for. So what should I keep on asking for something that has been presented to me? There is going to be a house of the upper and lower house of parliament in the.
Do we have it? No.
It's going to come. It's coming.
The elected mayors we have is not an issue of the northwest and southwest regions. We've had city mayors elected in Douala, Yaoundé, Bafoussam, Kribi, in Mawa, Garoua, Gaoundé, and other cities in the other parts of French-speaking Cameroon.
Yes, but when you look at the situation of the conditions, the advantages given to the northwest and the southwest, it is not given to these other places.
What are the advantages contained in the special status?
Unfortunately, I have not come out with that document yet, but if I have time, and I will bring it back for us to discuss on it.
You find no problem with the special status, which is an opinion. I don't know if all of the federalists in Cameroon hold, but now, what's stopping it from being implemented?
We have to take time to work on certain items, to cut the T's and dot the I's before the implementation. I think in the days ahead, the other aspects of the special status will be implemented. Like after elections, we realized that mayors were no more. There was no more government delegate in Bamenda. There's no more government delegate in Kumbu, in Limbe, in Kumba. Those are some of the items of the special status that have come out. So in the days ahead, more and more of such items will be coming out.
No, they are not actually part of the special status per se, because it's a part of the bill that was voted at the National Assembly, and of course on decentralization. Now we will have to proceed. Your declarations makes it clear that you are okay with the interpretation of Elvis Ngolengole, former Minister Elvis Ngolengole, who says Cameroonians in a large majority, especially Anglophones, did not understand the declarations of Thibonage. He was addressing members of the US Congress when he said the special status, according to him, does not address adequately, and rather the PPRD, the Presidential Plan for the Reconstruction and Development of the Northwest Region of Kamer, according to him, is not what Anglophones would want. He sees Anglophones as people who want to have a say in the management of their affairs. But the PPRD is something designed by the Yaoundé government at the central level, and now is being pushed, or is being enforced on the people. It's being forced on the people.
Who are those to implement the PPRP? Anglophone leaders. So what are we actually saying? I think the former mayor of Kumbo, John Donatus, and this other minister,
Paul Tasson,
are those to implement.
The statement is, it was done. What they want now. You know, many Anglophones have been expressing views. You and I live in Kamer. You are on social media too. You watch people on platforms. The Anglophones, they speak like you and I, who see this special status. I mean, this PPRD is a misplaced priority. It should not at least be the first on the scale of preference with regards to issues to be done in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Some of them see it as putting the cart ahead of the horse.
Well, I think it's not putting the cart ahead of the horse in any way. Mr. Biya, President Biya, out of his goodwill, has extended a hand of gratitude, freedom to everybody in Cameroon. Those who are still in the bushes, I think they don't represent up to 2% of what these boys. If you go to the GDR centers in Bamenda and in Boya, they are all there. They have come out. They have been reformed, recycled, and sent back to the towns, into the society. So when you listen, I think for the past 1 or 2 or 3 months, we have not heard about somebody like the field marshal of Libialem and all those things. It means places are down, calm down.
But you agree at least that there are some people in the bush who should come back, because these are people causing, according to you, I mean, are people who have a role. They have a role to play as far as the security of the northwest and southwest regions are is concerned, as far as the proper implementation of the development and reconstruction plan of these regions is concerned.
Everybody will never be satisfied, even if you cut their head and give to them.
Now, when you want to say it's not putting the cart ahead of the horse, then you are not clearly defining the adequate, the conducive security atmosphere in these regions.
When you look at the situation of the Coupé de road in the northern regions of Cameroon, I think in the 90s getting to the early 2000s, Cameroon government was able to use the military and develop the north of Cameroon.
Okay, you mean the military will be used to the
military should be used to put ahead, to bring order, and then we should be able to develop.
And don't forget that they are talking about the same soldiers who've been there since they were deployed in huge numbers. The escalation of the Anglophone crisis, they have been there, but we've still had insecurity existing in these regions.
Soldiers went out there.
They are still there.
They were there to fight against the boys.
They are there.
And the boys, they are there to fight against no, excuse me, let me use, they were there for a first mission to fight against the boys. Now that the situation is coming back to normal, they should be there to guide, to protect the companies that are constructing, to do the construction.
They should put down their guns and pick up spades and construction material.
Actually, we have seen the military is constructing the Marwa,
the Bangi
Kusere stretch of the road. The military constructed a stretch of the road here in Douala. So if it means the Génie militaire should pick up their spades and caterpillars and go into the construction, why not?
They will be able to. They should do that. That is what you're asking them to do in order to achieve it, according to peace aspiration, or at least to a larger degree peace aspiration, and they should concentrate on
when we look at the percentage of children who were able to write the Common Entrance and First School a few weeks ago, things are coming back to normal. When we look at the percentage of people writing the GCE now, it's not as at the start of the school year. So we are gradually returning to normalcy.
It's gradual. Then the argument is, why does the government let the security come back to 100% or at least 99%? You still talk about gradual, then talking about reconstruction.
Maybe you've not been to Baminda, you've not used the Bafs and Baminda stretch of the road for the last 2 or 3 months. You will see the necessity for us to reconstruct as soon as possible.
Yes, okay. Nobody is against reconstruction.
Yes.
What the argument is that it is putting the cart ahead of the horse. The horse is supposed to be moving ahead and pulling the cart.
Well, that might be a point of view or the point of view of so many other Cameroonians, but not my point of view.
All right, thanks very much, Mr. Adianu, a former federalist, a member of
I'm still a federalist. I was former coordinator of the federalist movement in Cameroon, but I'm still a federalist.
But you told me that you've disagreed with them, probably because you are no longer the coordinator. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for staying with us in this edition of the News and Talking Points. We thank you for your very kind attention. Stay with Equinoxe Television. Interesting programs continue.